And also, but what you have to keep in mind, Tim Scott took point on this. Tim Scott out of South Carolina.
No, Tim Scott was pushing forward. When they started uprising, that's when they pushed Tim Scott forward. Tim Scott did not.
So Tim Scott is
that bill was introduced by an Alaskan senator. I forgot his name. A white dude from Alaska. He was a Libertarian Party. He comes from the Todd Palin wing of these libertarians that's out in Texas and Alaska. You know what I mean? Those type of dudes. That's where that senator comes from. He comes from that crowd, and that's attached to the Republican Party. They call themselves libertarians, and they introduced that bill. It was not Tim Scott. Yeah. Tim Scott was pushed to the forefront to be a black face when we had these uprisings recently.
A black face for these uprisings. Guys, I disagree.
Tim Scott is a puppet. Tim Scott is a puppet.
But Tim Scott is a puppet. Gotcha. Because a black man is a Republican.
Can I just say, man, it was Cory Booker, man. This is coming from somebody that's on your side, man. I voted Trump, but I actually can give the credit where credit's due. Cory Booker did put it out there, and Trump had to open ear.
Kamala Harris voted against it.
Yeah,
Kamala Harris voted against it.
Yes, I agree.
I'm not going to do the cultural. But what I would say here is this: the idea that Trump had these issues with Obama, right? No one can really identify what those issues were other than Obamacare, which is the ACA, which is something that they talked about repealing and replacing. They had 8 years to do it. They did nothing. Trump had 4 years to do it. He did nothing.
What are you talking about? They got rid of the mandate. What are you talking about?
Repeal and
it was the mandatory mandate that they got rid of.
The mandate was the worst and most unconstitutional part of the Affordable Care Act.
Repeal.
Oh my God.
Repeal.
This is the problem with leftists.
On health care, and then we'll come back to Roe v. Wade.
All right.
Mr. President, the Supreme Court will hear a case a week after the election in which the Trump administration, along with 18 state attorneys general, are seeking to overturn Obamacare, to end Obamacare. You have spent the last...
Because they want to give good health care.
If I may ask my question, sir.
Good health care.
Over the last 4 years, you have promised to repeal and replace Obamacare, but you have never in these 4 years come up with a plan, a comprehensive plan to replace Obamacare.
Of course I have.
Well,
I got rid of the individual mandate.
I'm going to give you an opportunity.
I got rid of the individual mandate, which was a big chunk of
Obamacare.
That is absolutely a big thing. That was the worst part of Obamacare.
Sir,
Chris, that was the worst part of Obama.
Let me ask my question.
Well, I'll ask Joe. The individual mandate was the most unpopular aspect of Obamacare. I got rid of it.
And we will protect people with pre-existing conditions. I'm the moderator of this debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you can answer your question. Go ahead. You, in the course of these 4 years, have never come up with a comprehensive plan to replace Obamacare. And just this last Thursday, you signed a largely symbolic executive order to protect people with pre-existing conditions 5 days before this debate. So my question, sir, is what is the Trump health care plan?
Right. Well, first of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. Let me just tell you something, that there's nothing symbolic. I'm cutting drug prices. I'm going with favored nations, which no president has the courage to do because you're going against Big Pharma. Drug prices will be coming down 80 or 90%. You could have done it during your 47-year period in government, but you didn't do it. Nobody's done it. So we're cutting health care. All of the things that we've done, insulin. I'll give you an example. Insulin. It was destroying families, destroying people. The cost, I'm getting it for so cheap. It's like water, you want to know the truth. So cheap. Take a look at all of the drugs what we're doing, prescription drug prices. We're going to allow our governors now to go to other countries to buy drugs because they pay just a tiny fraction.
As I say, this is open discussion.
No,
let me
but
ask you about,
this is big stuff.
Sir, you'll be happy. I'm about to pick up on one of your points to ask the Vice President.
The President has said repeatedly that he has a replacement plan for the Affordable Care Act. As head of the agencies responsible for dealing with such a public health undertaking, I would like to ask you, does a replacement plan exist that you are aware of? Any of you? Yes or no? Admiral?
I'm not involved in the replacement plan. I don't know what that is. I supply public health advice as much as I can for whatever that plan would be.
Dr. Kadlec? Are you aware of such a replacement plan?
Sir, it's not in my portfolio, and sir, honestly, I've been so busy with the other things, I have no awareness of that. It may exist.
Dr. Redfield, are you aware of a replacement plan?
Again, it's really not in my main lane, but I'm not aware of one.
Open your mind.